Welcome back. In this series of videos, we're going to be creating a simple colour match game that will teach us how to implement scoring, a basic UI, a lose condition, and eventually create a full game loop with a main menu, score menu, and even some simple particle effects. We can then add in our own art, sound, and more mechanics to make the game our own. I'll begin by showing the simplest form of this game. The game is called Colour Break, and as you can see we have multiple colour blocks falling down, and we, as the player, can change the bar to match the colours. I can press the arrow keys to change the colour of the bar, and if it matches I receive a point and the block is destroyed, whereas if they don't match, the game will end. Very simple platform that we're able to build up on and add in our own unique touches. So, let's begin by opening up Game Maker, heading over to the New tab and naming our new project. I'm going to call mine Colour Break, but you can always call yours anything you'd like. Choose where you'd like to save your project and hit Create. We're going to start by setting up our room. Normally we wouldn't need to start with this, but it's going to help us understand some of the measurements we use later on. So, create your room in any of the usual ways. I'm going to right click and select Create Room. Name this Room _ Game and set the width to 270 and the height to 480. We're going to set our room to this size as it's in direct proportion to the current generation of iPhone screens. We may as well start creating our projects with the current market in mind. After editing these settings, click the green tick to save the changes and close the window. We now need to create some of the simple control schemes for the player, and this will take the form of our player bar you saw in the demo. We first need a basic look, so create a new sprite and name it Sprite _ Player. Select Edit Sprite and click the blank page to create a new sprite. We want to set this size to the complete width of the screen, so we'll make the width 270, and let's keep the height at 32 as we only want a thin section at the bottom of the screen. Hit OK, and as usual double click the checkered box to open the image editor. Once here, we only need to fill the sprite with white, so select the Fill tool or the Paint Bucket tool and select white over in the colours swatches. Now you can see that white is already selected by default and assigned to the right mouse button. This is useful when we're needing to swap between colours quickly, as we can press the left button for one, black, and the right button for another, white. So we'll leave it as a white bar for now, as we change the colour with our keyboard during play. Press the green tick to save changes, and then OK on our sprite properties. Now on to creating our object. Right click and create an object and name it Object _ Player. This is going to be a very simple object, as we simply want to change the colour of our player object when a certain key is pressed. To start this, we want a step event, as we're wanting to check every frame. We'll then go to the Control tab and add in our execute code action. We're going to use an if statement to make this work. An if statement is a simple check that says if something happens, then do this. So we want to check our player has pressed a particular keyboard key. For this demonstration, I'm going to use the left arrow, up arrow, and right arrow keys. So I'll begin with if, and as this is a function, we'll need brackets. Inside those brackets, we're going to tell it to check for a key press. We'll start with keyboard _ check _ pressed. Now the basic keyboard check works just like the left or right button on the mouse event, and will register the event every step we're holding down the key. This won't change the gameplay, but it's good practice to make our games as efficient as possible. So we'll instead use keyboard underscore check underscore pressed, which will register just one event the moment we press the key. Now you notice this turned yellow as well, so it's a good hint that you'll need another set of brackets. Inside these brackets, we need to tell what key we're checking for, and we're going to start with the left arrow. GameMaker stores a variety of preset keys such as enter, escape, space, and the arrow keys. So to access those presets, we need to start with VK, which stands for virtual key code, and we simply add underscore left. So, reading this line, we're asking GameMaker to check if the left arrow has been pressed once. This is our condition. Now let's tell GameMaker what to do when this happens. This is one time we won't need to end the line with a semicolon, as we're still wanting GameMaker to read this as one section. So to contain our information, we're going to use the curly brackets. I like to set mine out like this, so it's a lot easier to read the information when I'm checking through my code, so it may be useful for you as well. I'm also going to set this line of information in slightly using the tab key. Here we want to tell GameMaker to change the color of our object, so we're going to use the image blend option. This, as the name suggests, blends a color over the top of our existing sprite. This is why we've made our sprite white, so we'll get the pure color. Set it to yellow and we'll get yellow, for instance. So if we set the color to yellow but had a blue sprite, we would get a green image. So let's change the color now. We have image underscore blend. We now say we want it to equal or be assigned the value of the color yellow. Just like the keyboard presets before, GameMaker has color presets too. To access those, we simply type C underscore yellow, or whichever color you would like. If you search online for GameMaker color, you'll be able to find a list of the available presets. This line then needs to end with a semicolon. So your code should look like this, and this will allow our player object to become yellow when we press the left arrow key. Now I want you to try and add in the next few lines that checks if the up arrow has been pressed, and if so, changes our object to blue. So, pause the video here and have a go. After you think you've got it correct, resume the video and check your code against mine. Okay, so let's go through this together and see if you have it right. You should have started with if and created your brackets. Inside those brackets, you need to type keyboard underscore check underscore pressed. So we're looking for a single key press. It's turned yellow, so we need another set of brackets, and within those we tell GameMaker what key to check for, and we use the preset VK underscore up. Now, with your curly brackets, we'll arrange the information neatly. We'll use the tab key again to move the line in. Begin with image underscore blend and assign it the value of C color underscore blue. Once again, we'll end the line with a semicolon. Have a check and see if yours is correct. If so, well done. And if not, where did you go wrong? Was it a particular spelling or the order of things? You'll notice it's almost the exact same as before, so use that to help you and have a go at writing the final step. This will check for the right arrow key being pressed, and we want to change the object to red instead. Pause the video and have a go yourself, then resume and check the answers. So, once again we're going to type out our if statement with brackets. So, keyboard underscore check underscore pressed, brackets again, and VK underscore right. use the curly brackets, and inside those we'll type image underscore blend is assigned the value of C underscore red, semicolon. We now need to test our code works, so we'll press the green tick to save changes and click OK on the Object Properties window. Now open up room underscore game, go to the Objects tab, and as it's our only one, it should automatically be selected. So what we've forgotten to do here is on our object underscore player is to assign the sprite. So we'll click in the box here and assign sprite underscore player. Hit OK and head back to the room. Now if we head to the Objects tab, it will be selected as it's our only one. We can now place this at the bottom of the room, and as you can see, it should fit here nicely within the grid lines at the bottom of the screen. Now click the green tick and run your game with the green play symbol on the menu bar. You should now begin with a white bar, and by pressing the left arrow be able to change it to yellow, pressing up will change it to blue, and pressing right will change it to red. That's all we need for the player's input in this game. In the next video we'll add in our falling blocks so we have something to play against.